He's done it. How dare you beat me to the button? Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Studio Rats Live Q&A, number 153. My name's James Ivey.
I'm Paul Drew.
And Paul is clearly still on casters that weren't designed for carpet.
No, I've ordered the new ones. They're right.
I hope you're very well out there. Clearly our when I'm writing the blurb to put out for the stream, I think, what should we talk about tonight? And clearly that's had an effect on a couple of you, because we've already got a gazillion questions lining up and stuff, which is quite cool. But it wouldn't be a traditional Wednesday night gathering without me saying, Mr. Drew, what have you been up
to? So I'm packing down the studio.
Ooh.
Well, I'm packing down this spare bedroom to go down to the studio. Is going to be finished tomorrow, which is good. Guys they've done a really good job. Haven't got a hell of a lot of space in there, but it's going to be all right. It's going to be fine. And yeah, looking forward to getting all my stuff out of here down there so we can start decorating this for guests and stuff.
So when I come to stay again?
No. Actually, I'm going to have a sofa bed in the studio. So yeah, but different to you. A difference between your studio and my studio. My studio is going to have a comfortable bed.
My mother-in-law slept on that bed and she was fine with it.
Does she weigh about 30 stone or something?
No, she weighs about 6 stone, I think.
God. Anyway, I've recovered now, mate. It was a couple of weeks ago, but I've recovered. I've caught up my sleep.
Your spine's back together, is it?
Yes, spine's back together.
I've slept plenty of times.
Yeah. Yes, apart from that, there's been some gear that's been arriving that I can't quite talk about yet, which is exciting. And yes, I'm just literally packing down the studio. What about yourself?
Well, Thursday evening, I flew up to sunny Glasgow in Scotland.
Oh, yes.
With Greg. That was enjoyable. And we had 3 days of cheerleading to get up at. So I think we finished work at about midnight on Sunday night, to then get up at 4:15 to get the flight home.
Oh no!
It was brutal. To then have bank holiday with the kids, which was great, and then yesterday was Daddy Day because it's half term here in the UK, or certainly in my part of the world. Got back in the studio today for a rest, quite frankly.
Nice.
So yeah, all is well. Yeah, just been doing some stuff and trying to get the end of the month closed off, and before I fly to Barcelona on Friday for more cheerleading. So I worked out why this season has been so condensed. It's because Bournemouth, our last event of the year, which is normally the first or second week of July, is actually the last week of June.
Is it the last
week? We're 2 weeks short in the season. Therefore, everything's gone mental in the last sort of 2-3 months of the season. It's mad.
Anyway.
Anywho,
no, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. I'm not sure if the other people are going to be that into cheer, but
the funny thing is, most guys, when I say I go cheerleading at the weekend and do all the sound and AV and stuff, they go, "Bring us along." And I'm like, "Yeah." For about 10 minutes, you get that fix, and we all know what we mean, guys. So let's move on from that. The rest of the time, no, it really isn't, is it?
No. Anyway, let's move on. Move on.
Right. I am going to condense about 10 questions worth of stuff down to about 3 lines. So, first person on this evening at 5 o'clock was Johnny Love, who is asking about valves.
Okay. Do you want to condense this down? Then you condense this.
This is what I'm going to do. So, basically, if you have power amp tubes or tubes in your amp, it's a valve amp, and one pops, goes faulty, goes microphonic, whatever, should you replace both or multiple valves at the same time, or can you just replace the one that's gone wrong?
I would. Okay, I'm no expert in this. I'll tell you what I would do. I would replace. Actually, it depends on the amp. If you're at a gig and you've got to get through it, and you've only got time to plug in one valve, get that valve in.
Mm-hmm.
But it depends if your amp's self-biasing, for one.
Right. Now, is it as generic as saying all Marshalls self-bias or all Fenders do, or is it by manufacturer?
I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you. All I know is that my matchless is self-biasing, so I can change valves and it's all fine. I would change if the thing is. So I used to have a Dr. Z, and that used to go through valves like anything. Change the valve, it would burn out. Change 2 valves, it lasts longer. So I would always change a minimum of 2 valves.
Interesting.
Match pair.
Match pair. Now, I know that if you buy laughably Marshall badged valves,
Yeah.
you know, the ones that come in the black
Yeah,
kind of cold boxes, you always buy 2. You always get a match pair.
Yeah. You always get preamp power amp valves in a shop. There'll always be a match pair.
Yeah. So I knowingly, I've never had a valve go.
Right.
I think I've had valves slowly curl up and go, "Oh, I'm not going to play." But I've never had a valve actually go,
Right.
take the amp out, goodbye, good night, Vienna. Even the Marshall that you tried really hard to destroy was only a fuse that we should have checked.
Oh, much called a blow valve.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, common sense says to me, if you've got a circuit that relies quite heavily on balance, and let's face it, a valve circuit does rely a lot on balanced voltages, balanced current, it makes sense to change both. Unless, as you say, your amp is self-biasing. Don't ask me how to bias a valve or how to bias an amp. I don't know. I've never done it. That's what amp techs are for.
No. So if it's self-biasing, I would still change 2 valves.
Right.
I would still change the 2 valves. But if you got to get through a gig, just get another valve in.
Right.
Get it home, get it down to a technician if it needs biasing, because you will, I guess, burn out valves. I don't actually know. But yeah, Dr. Z, my Dr. Z wasn't self-biasing, and that had to be biased. That was a pain in the ass. Only by
That amp, I remember you saying that amp 8 valves. I mean,
oh, I loved it. I love that amp.
Generally, AC30 style amps do eat valves because that's where the tone comes from. They do work their way through it pretty.
Yeah. Yes.
So thanks to Hollywood Actress for chiming in on that one. Thanks for Johnny Love for putting the question up. As you can imagine, it was a fairly long amount of threads and stuff. Apparently, Hollywood Actress, and I'll post this one up because it's relevant, says, I have an old school valve article in the shed.
Oh, just stop. Who reads the questions? This is unbelievable. It's like,
I'm sorry, I'll shut up then.
Never been. Anyway, he says, I have an old school valve article in the shed, which I could upload. I'm sure everything is online these days. What for valves wrote it back in the day? I would say nice one. Nice one, Hollywood. Good shout. By the way, James, before you do that one.
Yes, indeed. I've just seen it.
We've had a couple of generous peeps. War Without Tribes, thank you so much, mate. Here's for the pint I'd have got you if I'd have known you in Glasgow. Oh.
We weren't technically in Glasgow, we were in Braehead, but again, it's close enough for jazz.
Yeah. And Chris Groom, cheers, Chris. He said, hi, both. Have a drink on me. All the best, Chris. Thanks, Chris. Really,
Thank you very much indeed.
It helps. All this sort of stuff helps us. When James comes over to me or I go over to him, we go out for lunch and stuff, and we do that sort of stuff. I will just say it would really help us. And someone said this last week to talk about this, or to remind people, if you can give us a thumbs up on YouTube, it really, really, really helps. So if you don't mind, like, subscribe, all of that sort of stuff. But I imagine everyone here is probably a subscriber. But if you can just give us a like, it really does help. Thanks, guys. Okay, let's get back.
Right, let's go. Boom. There we go. We're in.
I love this. Centre Wheelchair Pillow says, scale of 1 to 10, how difficult is Riviera Paradise on guitar? Almost done learning it and not sure how good to feel about myself. Well, James and I both were going, we don't know that song. And then we checked it out before the show. And I would say that's pretty hard, wouldn't you? I'd say it's a good 7, 8.
I would say it's a 7, 8. That's Stevie Ray Vaughan doing his best jazz. And I would say, if you listen to that track, you go, I wonder where Mr. Johnson got his influences.
Yeah, it sounds great. Oh, well done, Centre for Wheelchair Pillow. That is that.
If you're nailing that, you are well on the way. I looked and went, I'm not sure I'd take that on.
Yeah. Nice one. Al says, evening all. How we doing? All good, mate. And yourself? Large JD poured before the crazy festival season starts. By the way, have you seen the latest G&H auction catalogue? Looks like I'm going to have to let them moths free. Awesomes.
Paul and I were talking about this just before we came on air. So the reason for tonight's topic of discussion was we were, looking around going, what amp should we get next to do the whole Tonex captures thing? And I sort of I saw last weekend that the full auction listings were out for the next Garden Holgate auction in June. And I thought, there's some nice stuff in there. Do I want to let the world know how much I like it? But there is some good stuff in there. And I was like, yes, that's cool. We'll share that next week, I think. There's some good stuff in there. There's some interesting guitars coming up. I probably won't be partaking heavily this time, unless it's amps, because obviously we need those. But
yeah, amps. Well, amps for us is something that's quite important at the moment, isn't it? So we need to, we need to buy some amps and stuff. I'm trying to find. There's a couple of things that come up from Matt from Distance Sun Studios, and Matt's selling some equipment. So I thought I'd.
Yep, that'd be a good shout. But first of all, we should congratulate Chris Groom on becoming a YouTube member.
Oh, cheers, Chris.
And then, I mean, it's coming thick and fast tonight. So thank you, everyone, for all your support.
Oh, Andy Peps, thank you, mate. He said, hello, guys. Been on the road for the last 3 months now. I'm back on the Studio X Q&A. Any idea of good sustainer like pedals? I'm thinking of the Infinite sample sustain from TC Electronics. I would go for that, to be honest.
Yeah, great pedal.
I don't think you can go wrong with that. I would. I don't know of many. You can get them. There's quite a few sort of built into multi effects units, but if you want a standalone one, I would go for the TC one.
Yeah. Thanks,
Peps. Maestro One, evening all. Hope everyone's well, and to you, mate. Daniel says, good evening, Reps from a mostly sunny and pleasant 25 C North Carolina. New pedal day. The new neighbor gain intelligence. I don't know that one.
Nice. I thought summer had started before I went to Scotland, and then I went to Scotland and it hadn't.
Summer never starts in Scotland.
No, but when I came over to you last Wednesday, I thought, this is it, summer's here. And then it didn't.
Well, yeah, but it's hot now. It's hot where you are now, isn't it?
Not been today, no.
Mate, it's roasting here.
No, not been tonight. And hence I'm wearing a fleece. It's not that warm.
Oh, wow. No, it's absolutely stonking here. K Michael P. Howdy, gents. Howdy, K Michael P. Dave or Pavo. Evening all. Evening, Dave all. Safey's here. Good evening, Safey. How you doing? Paul Donovan. Good to see you, folks, and to you, Paul. What were that, tribes? Hello, guys. Drinks from Glasgow's. Hope everyone's is keeping wells. Andy Clark. Good evening, gents. Evening, Andy. Afternoon, John. He said, eating lunch at work here in Seattle. Nice. Shep, evening, all from dull and chilly Nottingham this evening. What's going on? It's roasting down there.
It's not very nice up here. I mean, I know I'm halfway between you and Nottingham, but still.
Yeah. What about that tribe says, oh no, I never knew you. Yes, he'd have bought you a pint.
Yep.
Oh, that's nice. Nectarius says, good evening, gents. I'm considering a telly for jazz tones. Interesting. I do think the single coil ones are too thin sounding. Views on Teddy Deluxe with a neck humbucker and a Kunafe wide range humbuckers. I would exactly, if you want to do jazz, I mean, there are jazz guitar players that play tellies. There aren't many.
Mike Stern.
Yeah, I can only think of Mike Stern though.
He's not a bad player though to be comparing yourself up against.
No, definitely. But there aren't many jazz telly players.
I do know. I know a couple of guys who sort of played on this sort of the Suffolk jazz circuit who played tellies, but not of not of legendary status, but still good players.
Yeah, I mean, so Yamaha make the Mike Stone, don't they?
I think so. Yeah,
I think you can get a Mike Stone. Yeah, if you want that, it's specific. It's like a Pacifica but telly shape, but Mike Stone. Other than that, go and get the telly with the Filtertrons in it. They sound really good. They're both. That's 2 humbuckers, or 2 Filtertrons. Still humbuckers. I'd show you my master built, but that's a bit out the price of Teddy Deluxe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think go for
that thing I've got with wide humbuckers is great. That's
really good. Go and get that. Go and show that.
Do hold. Face for radio this moment. There we go. This one.
Face for radio. Yeah, there you go. That sounds great, that thing as well.
It's really nice. It's got lovely.
Look at that.
Expensive jazz chord to say.
Okay, it's enough. It's enough of jazz.
No, I love this.
You know how much I love it.
Right. Boom. Let's go.
Chemical Pieces. Amazing you guys fly for a destination of 400 miles. Oh, yeah. We're going to drive to that. Oh, yeah. That's, I mean,
also, I 400 miles in the States is a straight line.
Exactly. Yeah.
It isn't for us. It's there's mountains and hills and things in the way. What we call mountains and hills.
Farid, evening everyone. Paul, are you still using the lightning stop bar? Really enjoyed the video. Yes, it's still on. It's still on my Les Paul, Farid. Yeah.
Nice.
Yes. Aristotle's, if you don't mind, sorry, if you don't know, do you need to change tubes if one goes? Take your amp tech. There are so many variables to the situation that there is no one answer. There we go. There we go.
So many variations in amp and valve and stuff.
Yeah. But if you're at a gig and you've got to and you've got to get on, just get another valve in there. Funky Bass. Evening all. I have some working but over the hill mullards in an old Matt amp and still sounding good enough for now. Nice one.
It's funny you said about the Matt amp, Funky, because that's the orange style amp that if one came up, I would have. Because obviously Matt amp are pre-orange, aren't they?
Yeah. I don't know a lot about Matt amp. I think that didn't they build stuff for orange or something? I can't remember what this is.
Like there's something in there's definitely an orange link because you only have to look at the actual style and the design of the amps to go, oh, they're a bit similar. But I'd have a Matt amp over an orange, I think.
Would you?
Yeah.
I never like the look of Matt amps. I always think they look a bit funny. And it's James. It's style over function.
Of course, yeah. Weirdo.
Paul Higgins. He says, evening, all first time I've been able to catch you live in over a year, hand pink waving. I love that.
I love it when you do it like that. It looks like you got about 6 fingers.
Mate, I'm not from East Anglia.
I am.
Yes, I love that. I love it when you get someone puts in an emoji and then it says what it is, and it's brilliant.
Yeah.
Aristotle says Eric Johnson was playing before SRV. SRV was a fan of Eric and a friend. There we go. I didn't know that.
Yes, I know. I knew that because obviously Eric Johnson is now. He's getting on.
Is he?
He's. So when I first met him, Clang, 10 years ago. You forget that Alve Music comes a long time ago now.
Oh, that was 80s, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah. Still an amazing album.
Yes, very good, isn't he? Such a great player. Trump 2024, Stonk Puppets. Is that voting for Trump? I don't know.
I have no idea.
Not really relevant to us, but what that drives. FIFA Classic 50 combo is an amp for the capturing, perhaps. Mesa Boogie Subway Rocket combo too. Do you know what? The Subway Rocket is a great sounding combo. That thing you can really crank that and it sounds really good. If you can find one. Yeah. And the thing about those smaller boogies as well, they're so cheap on eBay.
Yeah.
Like for what they are.
Yes. For a quality.
Yeah. 400 quid for a Subway Rocket, I reckon you get one for.
Great amp.
Aristotle's Danny Gatton played jazz with the telly. There we go. And used the bright sound instead of I forgot to take amp cover off sound.
Yeah, that's the only time you ever need tone is playing jazz.
Oh, the tone
you ever need tone pop.
Yes. Tim Lurch is on YouTube and plays a lot of tellies for jazzy type music. Great tone. He seems to have a whole bunch of tellies with different types of pickups in them. Nice. David Brose. I think SRV was listening to Eric Johnson. He was in bad shape before he recorded in Step, and Eric was blowing up. There we go.
Oh, I mean, you've got two of my favorite guitar players, full stop. You know, who knew each other, listened to each other, and I was joking when I said it.
It's the internet. You can't joke.
I can't have a laugh, can I?
Funky bass, 6 fingers. That's why I so good on guitar.
Right, you ready for this? Let's throw this one into the political. This grenade. This one in.
What's going on? Rainbow Maid says US citizen here. Trump is a criminal.
Moving on.
Gusty 77. Yeah, no. Let's cover that because everyone's got their opinion. It's all good. Yep. It's all good. We're just not. We don't do any political stuff.
It's not our world, is it? Politics.
Well, no, it's not. No, we'd end up saying even more stupid things than we say. Anyway, Gusty 77. I loved your video on using exotic BB pedal to make virtual amps more realistic. I love the BB. It's really good. I've got so many overdrive pedals. I'm going to go through them. When I unpack the new studio, I've literally got hundreds of pedals. Here we go. Jeff Rock, Trump 2024. Wasn't that the name of an 80s Amiga home computer, or was it an Amstrad? Pets in the house. He said, thoughts on another mic to add to my arsenal? Rode NTA1, SM57, AKG 414. That's a lot of difference in price, all of them, and different in mics as well. Only for Vox and acoustic. I probably don't need one, but fancy purchase. There's only one there that I would consider. I wouldn't get a 57 for vocals. James is right. You've got to get a 414 is one of my favorite mics on acoustic guitar.
Yep, 414 on acoustic guitar. Great for vocals. Certain types of vocal. Don't, whatever you do, put it on the overheads of a drum kit. I know everyone does. For me, it's not my favorite mic. I've used
them on overheads, and I was quite impressed with the results. But yes, I think 414 all day long. I mean, they're all very different price range. You're talking 57, 80 quid. You're talking NT1A 150 quid, and 414. How much is 414 now, James? 600.
A 414.
There we go. As if by magic.
A 414 appears. So this is the current 414. The
C, whatever it's called.
This is the XLS. This one.
Yes, sorry, yeah.
The ones you really want to get, if you can find them, are the silver ones, because they're the. I want to say they've got something. The silver ones have got. I think they're Mylar capsules rather than brass ones.
Right.
All's falling asleep already. Get the silver one if you can, but you've got to find one. But stay. It's a generically good mic.
I'm trying to find Matt's. Go on. Can you do the next question? While I find.
I'm just going to pop.
Okay. Oh, here we go. I think I found them now.
Right.
Yes, I found them. Good.
Hang on. I'll put monitor on. Right. Do hold. Sorry, childcare stuff. 1 second.
I'll deal with stuff. Then I'm back. Thoughts on? Yes, we've done that. Yeah, Pet, get a 414. You'll love it.
Yeah,
guaranteed. Let me find out.
All right, there we go. Boom. We're there.
Jonathan McCulloch says, "Good evening, guys. Has anyone had any experience with Valley Arts guitar pre-Gibson?" Yes. Valley Arts used to make sort of the custom high-end. they were like the first sort of boutique custom builder in. I think were they based in LA?
Yeah, they're California, definitely. Yeah,
Yeah, definitely California.
yeah.
And they used to do like guitars for Larry Carlton, Steve Lukather.
There's a beautiful there's a I think it was a Valley Arts Strat that Lukather used to use. That was the one with the girls. Like there was a girl painted on the body. It looked amazing.
Yeah, they're really good. They're really highly figured, so they look a bit dated. Most of them are highly figured, so they've got like big sort of quilted maple bodies, quite heavy, and tended to use EMG pickups and Floyd Roses, which always put me off a little bit. But I mean, just really good sort of custom built guitars. Oh, I see. He said, "Sorry, I have all of those."
Right.
I see.
Okay.
So he's not asking if we should get one of them. What would you get? Well, he hasn't got a ribbon, Mike, has he?
A ribbon would be a great shout. Well, that Roy R10.
Yeah.
Do hold. I know he wants it for vocals, but this
you can use that for vocals, couldn't you?
Could do, yeah.
Yeah, for sort of dark vocals. That's the thing about.
Do hold.
Oh God. The thing about ribbon mics are that you have to get used to the sound of it, so it's more of a vintagey sort of sound. But
that is a brilliant mic. Royer tends to be more expensive, but this has got the same ribbon motor, the same ribbon element as an R121, which is the Royer that everybody uses on guitar cabs. This is a fraction of the price and sounds amazing. I did a live recording with this the other day, and the engineer said, "What's that mic? It just makes the right sound on guitar." And I went, "I know. That's why I put it there."
Yeah, really, really good, really good. That's a good shout.
Yeah,
I don't think I don't think Pet will gain anything by if he's got an NT1. So he's got a large diaphragm. He's got a 414, similar sort of things. I think the only thing he hasn't got is a ribbon, and I think that'd be nice.
Yeah. Company you should check out though, Pet. If you haven't got the money for one of these are brilliant. Check out a company called Shiny Box who do ribbons, and they are very inexpensive and sound amazing.
Awesome, good shout.
Doesn't sound as good as that, but they do sound really, really good. He also says,
"My wording leaves a lot to be desired." Not Paul Donovan says, "Have you tried the Tonex in the loop of a pedal like the Box GX100, or do you think the models in the GX sound good enough? Your Tonex pack sounds amazing, by the way." Thank you, Paul. Yes, there's a video. I've shot a video doing exactly that. So the video is shot. I just need to edit it and edit I just edit out all the bits where I'm sounding like a complete idiot.
Too easy.
Takes a long time.
So there'll be nothing left, is what I was going to say.
Yeah. No, it works really, really well. And no, it's a completely different thing. The Boss GX100, I think the Boss GX100 has great effects in it. I think the Tonex has great amp tones in it. Let's leave it there. Visach Atrucci. Oh, I see. I get it now.
I see what he's doing there. Yeah.
Should it be Visach Petrucci?
Probably.
Anyway, Neumann KM184 for acoustics every time. Nice shout.
Good shout. Yeah.
Good shout. Dean Caskill. Hi, I just got Katana purely because I want to use your presets. Cheers, Dean. I've got like 12 tube amps, but the Katana just looks fun. It is a lot of fun. You'll have a lot of fun with that.
And then you'll wonder why you've got 12 tube amps. That's the thing that's painful.
Well, look how many Les Pauls he's got.
I know. Nothing wrong with that.
Basil Tiffany. Would it make sense to pair an IR200 with a GT1000 core? No, makes no sense. That would be no sense. Again, pair a Tonex pedal with GT1000 core. Brilliant. Rainbow Maid, what is your favorite Very Mew compressor today? Thanks. LA2A.
Fairchild.
Yeah, but today. Oh, an unfair child, like an unfair child or something.
Yeah, the Pom. Actually, I prefer the Pom Fairchild.
Oh, I don't know that.
It's really nice. Yeah. So, it's
Don't
made by.
don't Warm make a Fairchild?
No, they don't. Not a Fairchild.
I thought someone made a cheap Fairchild. Was I dreaming?
I think you might have been dreaming that one.
Yeah.
I'd love a real one, but it's £1,000 a year maintenance on something like that.
Well, what about the Manly? Manly still about?
Yeah, they're still there. Yeah,
They're still doing stuff.
I don't think Manly have quite done the Manly Mew. The Manly Very Mew is a really good compressor, but I still prefer a Fairchild. It's the time constant thing. Very few people understand what the time constant thing actually does in like a Fairchild style compressor. Very Mew.
I've done a video explaining all of that on YouTube.
Wow.
There we go.
Wow. I'll shut up then.
Not on the Studio Rats, on Production Expert. I did that ages ago.
Years and years ago, yeah. I mean, but yeah, that's the time constant that sells a Very Mew to me. It sounds nice. You can do amazing things with it.
What would that tribe says? Bye, Satchucci, great shout. The KM84 actually sounds great on electric guitar too. No, nice.
Especially
does, yes. I have only an IR one though, but it sounds great on a 20 to 25 watt speaker. There we go. Good shout. By Satchucci, what were that tribes? I'll have to give it a try. Thanks for the tip.
At this point, we should go boom.
Mr. Moxie, you're too generous, sir. He says, cheers, lads. I'll have a browse after the show. Nice one, mate. What's the your friends down in Poole?
Sontronics.
The Sontronics
Delta 2 is a
Delta 2. That's quite a bright sounding ribbon. That's quite nice.
Yeah. Great mic.
Matt from Distant Sun, he says, hi everyone, a bit late to the party tonight. So while Matt's here,
yep,
shall we do Matt's booty? Not Matt's booty, obviously. But
yes. Have you found the list?
Look, I'm going to share the entire screen, and then I'm going to flip over to that. There we go. So Matt is selling his matchless. So he sent it here. He's got his extension cab. So he's got a 1x12 extension cab, and he's selling the 3015, which is a rather lovely amp, switchable from 15 to 30 watts. Obviously matches Qualitar, and he's selling this. Look at that. You still there?
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm just picking my jaw back up. That's beautiful.
It's nice, isn't it? Let's get that out. Look at this.
That's lovely.
So he's also selling this custom shop. What is it? Is it a new old stock? I'm guessing it's got a bird's eye maple neck. That's really nice. Yeah. So if you're looking for a really nice telly, and look at that, $2,500 for a custom shop. Matt's selling that too cheap. Anyway, coming back.
That's it's on Buy It Now as well.
Buy It Now. Crazies.
Wow. Okay.
I do like that telly. I do like that.
You do like a telly.
I do like a telly. Dave Rose, do you ever need to have a buffer for your effects loop? I'm running a 4 cable and I'm running 20 feet cables. Not sure if it needs it or not. Let me read that again. Do you ever need a buffer for your effects loop? I'm running 4 cable and I'm running 20 feet. I would say almost definitely.
Yeah.
I would say almost definitely. There's a great one by who makes it? Seriatone, whatever they're called.
Seriatone, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. To us, it looks like it's Seriatone, but
yeah, I
know. Yes, they do. They do a really good one. But if you're just looking for a standard buffer, just any old buffer, TC make a good one for cheap. Maybe the effect, maybe the effect you're putting into the effects loop already has a buffer in it, so you might not need it.
Okay.
But you should definitely have. I would definitely have. You shouldn't definitely have, but I would definitely have a buffer in that loop. Max says, "Pet Moxie ribbon. Be careful with them. Also, Secret Weapon Groove Tubes mic on the used market. GT67. I used to have a GT67 and GT44 valve mics. There we go.
Nice.
What is better for drum overheads? A pair of 1176 style comps or Chandler's Zena limiter? I have the Zena and love it.
The Zena is, I believe, pronounced Xena.
Xena.
But yeah, for me, the Xena every time. 1176s don't. It's wrong for overheads. I do like the DBX 160 style compression for overheads, but that's not the same as 1176 style.
There we go.
But I'd like a Xena, but they're lots of money, so hence I don't have one. At this point, we should go boom.
Mr. Donovan, he says, you deserve more, but I'm a broke musician. Looking forward to the Tonix GX 100 video. Cheers, Paul. That's very kind of you. Thank you for your generosity.
Hang on. I'm lost. Where did we get to? Where did we get?
Wasn't there one at the bottom as well?
Was there another one?
Yes.
Oh.
Mr. Wheelchair Pillow. Thank you so much. He said, not bad for someone who just started playing guitar during the pandemic. Wow.
Well
done, mate. People like you and the guys on TPS and KYG, Know Your Gear, help keep me from jumping out the window during all this time. Thanks. Thanks, mate. Yeah, do you know what? I really, really enjoy Film at Night's video.
Philip K. Not Philip. Yes.
Yeah. Philip's. It's not. It is a podcast, but it's a video podcast.
Yeah.
It's the live thing that he does. I really enjoy that. I think he's really good, and he knows his stuff. Yes. And as a fellow Baldy.
Hang on, is that right? We got to there, I think.
Vice Trucci. Oh no! Hold on, no, we didn't get to there.
No, we did. That's where we're at.
No, we didn't. No, yeah, I'm reading the ones before it. We haven't done those.
Have you not? We have. We've done that one.
No. Oh, sorry, mate. I think I'm at a different point to you. Apologies. Okay, sorry. My fault completely. Vice Petrucci didn't quite roll off the tongue as nicely, lol. I wonder if it's just three of them sat in a room watching us. Vice and Petrucci all just sat in a room, just
going.
What are they talking about?
Did you ever see the soundcheck guy?
No.
The soundcheck guy videos. You know, they did the G3, and it was Petrucci, Vi, and Satriani. And there's the Italian guy goes, I play like this, and I play like this, and I play like this, and then the Petrucci's voiceover goes, well, I'm not. It's a YouTube sensation video. Okay. Basically a revoice of a soundcheck video. Brilliant. So funny. So funny. Clearly, I'm not selling it, but hey.
Right, I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do it again before we do the next one. Please, guys, if you just joined us, give us a like. It really does help. I don't want to beg, but if you want me to beg, I'll start begging. Lindsay, regarding drum mics, my standard drum mic setup, if it helps, is a kick D6, internal beat of 91, hats, SM81, 451 snare top 57, snare bottom 57, beta. Toms E604, SM91 overheads, C414.
Yeah, SM91s for me overheads, yes. 414s, no. They sound grainy and horrible and yuck. In my opinion. Al, I'm sure you make them sound amazing. I've heard my drums sound amazing with 414s. You know what you're doing. I don't. Boom.
There's Matt, and he says, "Cheers, Matt. Thank you so much, mate." He says, "Thanks so much for showing my eBay listings. Very kind. Have a baby sham on me as ever. Fantastic shows." Cheers, Matt. And good luck with it. I think you got some nice stuff there, and you definitely have not overpriced that stuff. I would, if I had some money, I'd be grabbing it. If I wasn't just pouring it into my money pit of a house at the moment.
Yeah. Al's listing is good. We've actually got a video coming in a few weeks, or probably a week or two.
No, a week, less than a week.
Huh?
The guitar video?
No.
Oh, sorry. Apologies.
In a week or two about some alternatives that I've been really impressed with drum mic wise, and I hope it doesn't entirely bore the pants off all you guitar players that I get to play drums occasionally on a serious video. So bear with me.
That's gonna. Oh God. Okay, we need to chat about this. So anyway, Max Hodges, fun shopping recently. Voodoo allows control switches, MIDI
Nice.
controllable for times. Nice. And yet another Cab M. Nice. Plus.
Do you have too many?
Richard Paul. I do like Richard's guitar. That's nice looking.
Lovely, isn't it?
He said, "Hi guys, missed the start of the show. Trying out the Timmons Halo for the evening. Impressive. Oh, nice one.
Very nice.
Fancy one of them myself." Vice Trucci, long time fan. Excuse me. First time catching the live. By the way, excellent videos. Really enjoy your channel, boys. Oh, cheers, Vice Trucci. John says, "Do you think it makes sense to buy the Tonix pedal if you only run it through studio speakers? Wouldn't you just be better off using the software in DAW if your computer can run it?" That's a really good point.
I've only been running the software version.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. But why? Yeah, why would you? I guess. What's the point if you never gig, or you never want to take it to someone else's house? Yeah, nice one.
It works. I mean, it's the only time, say, in a very, very long time, that I've plugged a guitar into a studio style interface and gone, feels like an amp.
Yeah,
they've got the software bang on.
Definitely. And I think the only thing I would say to John is if you like to be tactile with your amp effects or whatever, then get the pedal, because you can literally just turn the treble up, turn the gain up, do all that sort of stuff, as opposed to going in with your mouse. And sometimes I definitely prefer the tactile.
Yeah, I'd agree with
that. Matt says from Distant Sun, he said, "Paul, just wondered how you get on with the UA pedals. Did you see the new Diamond pedals? Great to see them back." Yes, I did see the Diamond pedals. Yeah, I've got there's a video coming out in a couple of weeks of the Delverb and the Max pedal, which I think are brilliant. And I'll also be doing the
Galaxy.
The Echo
Galaxy.
Thanks, James. Called the Galaxy.
Yeah. Diamond pedals I could probably get.
Oh, okay, nice.
We can have a go with those.
Okay.
As we're friends again.
David says, "I'm not watching you do Matt's booty." Max Hodges, the Rupert Neve ribbon from SE is ridiculously good. Do you remember them?
Was it the really long one?
Called, yes, I had one. It was called
an RN.
That's the RM1. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can they don't make them anymore, do they?
I don't believe so, but I suspect they still appear on Fleabay.
Yeah.
The SE ribbons, the Voodoo ribbons, were amazing for not that much money.
Nice.
The tiny little things. They were great, but still for me, and Funky Bass is about to go with it.
Oh, excuse me. Funky Bass says, "I have a Sontronics Delta 2. I got it after watching Studio Rats vid or two on an amp mic techniques." Nice one.
We did that a little while ago, didn't we? Yours.
Yeah. We've got another video coming out with all that.
We certainly have.
I really want to hear that telly, oh dear. There we go. Hey, that's it. Pet, you were thinking of getting another telly. That would suit you. Did I read the price for that match? Is right. No. So that was for the cab. Matt's head is hold on. Let me just go back.
Yeah, I saw that and thought, surely that's
hold on a second. Sorry. I don't want to do anybody out of anything. Let's have a look. I've got the head here. Let me share the head. The head is 1995. 1,900.
That ain't bad either.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. So Johnny Love says, with regards to boutique amps, amp techs tend to prefer some hand-wired amps for maintenance, e.g. a car or a red plate, compared to the very complex inners of some boogies. Absolutely. That's because boogies have got so much going on. They've got layers and layers of boards and stuff in there. But yes.
Whereas, as we said, that beautiful Cornell that we opened up.
Oh yeah. Works of art.
Stunning thing.
K-Muckabee says, yes, it's Cherry Atone.
Cherry Atone.
Cherry Atone.
Fair enough.
Ned, he says, hello, have you heard the Epiphone Dave Grohl signature 339 is on the way? All in the news. I think I've got that in the news. Yes, I have. That's in the news.
Fair enough.
Max Hodges, Joe, have you got his pronouncing pedantry on full chat tonight?
Well, if you can't be what did they say something about pedants or something? I don't know. It's just yes. Al's posted the same thing again. We'll skip over that because we can.
Gustavo says, what is your favorite virtual amp plugin these days? I'm torn between Amplitude and Scuff Gear. They're both really good. I think if you're just looking for the amp, Tone X, because you're looking for the effects as well. Huh?
It's awesome. I was using it inside Pro Tools today because it was that, as a plugin inside your DAW rather than just a standalone. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's great. I think Tone X for me is sort of. I mean, I really like the pedal, but I don't think there's any need anymore because you can profile on your computer.
Yeah,
it's just there's no need for anything anymore. Brilliant,
awesome thing.
Stephen James, good day from Brisbane, Australia. Still tuning in, mostly via YouTube replays. Keep rocking. Cheers, Stephen.
We'll do our best.
Thanks for getting up early. Philip's in there. He says, Football Podcast, he says, this is a fitting conversation. I'm looking to add a utility device. I've got a Captor X and it's okay. Looking at an Ironman 2 attenuator or an aux box. Got any preferences? Both live and studios. Do you know what, Philip? I had an Ironman attenuator on my Sky King, on my Tone King Sky King, and I didn't like it. I know loads of people like those attenuators. The Ironman attenuator, that is the Tone King, isn't it? I'm sure it is.
Oh, no, but I have no experience, so.
But I really, really, really like the aux box. So I don't think you can go wrong with the aux box.
Aux is up there.
Do you know, me and James, I was around at James's the other day and we were playing with the aux box and we got a sound and it's just, everything sounded good through it, didn't it?
Yeah. And to the point where I went, so speakers then and microphones. I know I love speakers and microphones. You can do some cool stuff with it, but the aux does sound amazing.
And by the way, if you haven't checked out the Football Podcast, go and have a listen. It's great. It comes out every week and it's great. Yeah, so the only other one that I would recommend would be the Boss Tube Amp Expander, because you can do so much with it. So where the aux box, you can have all of the effects that are inside it, but they come out of the line output, so they don't go through your guitar amp. They go to front of house or into your recording interface. With the Tube Amp Expander, you can use, say, like an amp that hasn't got an effects loop, and then use the effects that are built into the Tube Amp Expander, and they will come through your guitar speaker as well. So if you want delays and reverbs and that sort of stuff,
Tube Amp Expander is definitely more versatile.
Yeah, and it sounds brilliant. I really like the Tube Amp Expander. I think it's really good. That's what I'm thinking of taking out live. I'm thinking of sort of changing my rig up a little bit and taking my matchless out, my Tube Amp Expander. I know, I get bored. I like to chop and change.
I know.
Lee's in the house. He said late on parade, but made it. Welcome, Lee. Lindsay, that's a great collection behind you, Paul. Love that pink strap. Oh, cheers, mate. Yes, this is my. Let me get it. Oh, this is my. In case you haven't seen the video on this, this is a. I always get. Is it a Fessler? You can never read the signatures on the Masterbuilt, but it's a Masterbuilt strap with two P90s in it with this paisley, like proper paisley as well.
It's beautiful.
Paisley. And it's such a great guitar, that. But thank you.
Boom.
Music Nerd says, what is that? Is that I'm trying to work out what that is. Is that one of those Nags, that guitar?
Don't know.
It's nice. Music Nerd says, of all the Tone X captures you have made so far, which one do you think is the most accurate to the original amp you captured it from? So I'm not just saying this, but it is, all of them are the sound of the amp. But my favorite is the Matchless, because that is my favorite amp, my Matchless Independence.
We had the JCM 900 at Paul's the other day.
So good.
And I mean, we've say one of our most popular videos to date is the matchless Katana and JCM 900. I mean, and considering the Katana is a £500 amp, it is a mind-blowingly accurate thing that we got them to sound as good as as close as they did. I know your matchless sounds absolutely mind-blowing because we've had it on full tilt and we've gone, there's no background noise. And we've had the Marshalls on full tilt and you've gone, but I love that 900.
Yeah.
God, that sounds good. And because of the way Tonex captures, once you've done the capture, you can A/B between the capture and the original.
Mm-hmm.
And if you need to tweak,
you can with all of the.
I know, but
the capture type devices.
I'm like, it's so good.
Yeah, it's no that. Good. Yeah, I don't know what people have got to think about 900s because that JCN 900 and the Ironheart, whatever it is, the Laney Ironheart,
amazing as well.
Those two, James and I've done 2 high gain tones. One from, high gain for James and I. Then
for
it's
us.
Not like, yeah, it's still high gain.
Yeah,
the 900 and the Ironheart, and those two as distortion overdrive tones just sound absolutely amazing. I think
I need no more gain than that.
No, I don't. No, I don't think anyone needs more gain than that.
That Laney does go to full tilt, doesn't it? It's awesome.
It's really good. Lee says, I think Lee's going to be coming on in a minute to show us his new toy. Yeah, come on then. Come on, Lee. Come on.
I need to post the links actually because I haven't done that yet. Incredibly foolish of me. I'll post the links so anybody who wants to join in the chat can do so. Sorry, I forgot. Let's do that. Well, that's posting. Let's do this one. Boom.
Distant Sun Studios. Matt says, James, have you seen the SSL UF1? I was hoping for you to do the review on Studio Spares, but it was some other fella, not a patron. Who the hell was doing that?
So the reason the other fella was from Sonic Distribution. Sonic? No. Anyway, the SSL distribution company, and I am going to be doing their video, but they can't get one to me yet because they haven't got any.
Come here.
So don't worry, Matt. I'll be doing the video. It does look quite interesting. He's got a sock, mate.
Mate, that's his thing. He just loves socks. He goes in like a dirty washing bin, and he just steals socks. He loves, and you can't take them off. Look. Oh, he can. Look at it.
the exception that proves the rule. Yeah, I mean, I'll be doing it soon. Don't worry, Matt. It does look quite cool, depending on your need and your use. But as I haven't seen it yet, I'm not going to comment.
Okay, sorry, I'm getting distracted with tug of war with the dog. Yes, come on. Okay, John says, I love the Tonex app on the iPad. I haven't used it on the iPad yet, actually. Plus, with Logic Pro for iPad, you can get some great effects along with the great amp captures. Oh, that's a good shout.
Yeah,
that's a really good shout.
I was using Tonex in Pro Tools with the 11 rack modules, the 11 rack plugins.
Oh, nice.
Boxes, which works really, really well as well.
Yeah. But to do that on an iPad with the new Logic
would be great, wouldn't it?
That's great, isn't it? That's a great idea. Never thought of doing that. Well done, John. For what podcast? Philip says, thanks for the shout. Anytime, mate. You deserve it. You've got a great podcast that everyone should be listening to. I do on my runs, by the way. So, Christopher Hallisay says, here's a question outside the amp vein. How about your favorite sub £1,500 guitar? I'm just now getting back into playing 38 and gave it up after 10 years ago. Sub $1,500, James.
New or used would be a real.
Can we do used? Because I think I can do that.
Well, used, you could pick up anything at the next round of auctions and have your pick of something really lovely.
Yes, but he's obviously based in the States. Do you know what I think is great for around the $1,500 used mark is a PRS Silver Sky.
Yeah.
It's such a great guitar. I regret getting rid of mine now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's really good. The only thing I think for me, I wish they did it with a 9.5 radius as opposed to the 7.25. I mean, I know that's John Mayer's preference, and I get it, but why don't they do one that everyone would want? Because guarantee if they release that, loads of people would sell their 7.25s. They would come right down in price, and everyone would go and buy a 9.5.
Interesting.
Well,
yeah.
Say interesting. Maybe I'll go and have this conversation with my wife, and we'll see how interesting it is then. Now, what do you think about 7.25 radius? Funky Bay says Freight Power Station appears to be like a valve version of the Boss Tube amp expander in some ways. Yes, it is. It is the tube amp expander has got effects the Freight Power Station hasn't. Although I think the Freight Power Station has an effects loop in it. So if you haven't got an effects loop in your amp, you can do that. But honestly, the tube amp expander is absolutely fantastic.
Only thing I don't like about it,
yes,
is it doesn't look terribly roadworthy. The knobs look a little bit plasticky and.
No, I think it's built like a tank.
Okay, fair enough. It looks a little bit.
Well, look. Do you think that, or which you can rack, or do you think an Ox? Which I think.
Oh, I wouldn't. No, rock for me. An Ox is a studio thing, not a.
Loads of people use them live. Loads of people. Use them live.
I know,
but yeah, I love the look of the Ox. The Ox just looks so cool as well, doesn't it?
It's just not very practical, unfortunately, for the real world.
Yeah, but their design, UA's design, is brilliant, isn't it?
Yes.
Max says, stop using plugins. Now I have all the 2 notes gear. My amp are wired to run through them, and the control switches from Voodoo Labs and another TCG system, and set up in the Logic environment. Nice. Mucho's nice.
Sounds confusing to me.
Max says, makes them like plugins to use. Yes. Nice. Yeah, I mean, I'd highly recommend, things like amp attenuators, because especially ones with IRs built in, or IRs type technology built in, because it just makes everything a breeze to record, and everything sounds like a studio.
Yes.
You haven't become studio ready. If you mic up a guitar, if you don't know what you're doing, it can sound like a right bag of spanners. Lee says, I keep gigging the Tone X using the matches captures. Sounds perfect night after night. Cheers, Lee. Thanks, mate. Lee, I've got an idea, Lee. So the studio's, just in case, because you came in late, my studio's being finished tomorrow. So all the studio's getting moved into that room. So maybe we should do that video with your cheap Chinese box thing. Tim says, cheers, gents. Love the Buddha video. I was heavily involved with those as an amp designer at PV from 2007, 2010. Oh, nice one, Tim.
Very cool.
Yeah. Oh, nice one. That's is that one of your pedals as well? I think it might be one of his pedals.
Yes, it is. It looks like it. Yeah.
Yes, it is. Yeah, nice. Oh, cheers, Tim. Yeah, let us know what you thought of that. I'd love to hear your opinion of a man that knows what they're talking, what he's talking about. It was an interesting purchase from PV, but I'd like to know if there's still, what's happening to Buddha amps now. Because as far as I can see, PV have just shelved them.
Who knew a big American company buying someone up and then just going,
Yeah, it's a shame, isn't it?
We know. Greatness has come amongst us. Please welcome on to the show, Mr. Lee Abraham.
It's getting predictable, me turning up, isn't it?
No, that's good, mate.
The Chinese tat is what's getting predictable.
Sorry?
Yeah. What have you bought?
Chinese tat is what's getting predictable.
Oh, no. It's actually interesting what you just said, James, because I understand that Avid has recently just been sold. Did you know about that? I guess you did.
There's an awful lot of rumor around. Avid hasn't been sold. One person put the announcement out that Avid has been sold. Avid has not been sold, as far as I know. As of the last 3 hours, Avid has not been sold.
Okay. Okay.
Avid are putting the venture capital firm, Bain Venture Capital. Again, this is not gospel. This is as I understand it, and I could be a bit out of date. Bain Venture Capital, who owns Burger King, also owns a substantial portion of Avid.
Right.
They also own another well-known music vendor in the US called Guitar Center.
Right.
And it's my belief that Avid have expressed an interest to get out of their current venture capital positioning.
Right.
Therefore, they want to be sold. I know no more than that. That's roughly my understanding. I mean, it's going to be a very, very big number. UA, please buy them.
Oh, that'd be great. Wouldn't that be great if UA bought them? That'd be awesome.
If UA bought Pro Tools, if UA then said, right, do you know what we're going to have Avid audio, so Sibelius and Pro Tools, and then Avid video. So all the stuff, and then you could have Avid corporate looking after all the sort of high-end news solutions and all that sort of stuff.
Nice.
Avid music would be amazing.
Or can't Apple just buy them, and then we'd have Pro Logic tools or something? That'd be ideal.
No, because what Apple do when they buy a company like that is they change everything, or they strip it down for parts and get rid of the competition.
Apple, not with Logic, they didn't. When they bought it from eMagic, that didn't happen.
That is a very long time ago, though.
Right.
That's a very long time ago.
Anyway,
we
are here to see.
As far as I know, Avid have not been sold.
Okay.
Although there are several people out there who wish they would be.
Okay. Well, that's just kind of scuppered my purchase then, basically. No, it hasn't. I've been meaning to do this for a long time, and I've recently gone out tonight actually and picked up one of these.
Hey, there we go.
So I thought it was time that my aging iMac here, because it's a late 2012 model. So I've been stuck on the operating system, and I've been stuck on the last Pro Tools version that I could use for some time. And I kind of heard that news about Avid, and I thought, and I was chatting to a mate of mine, and we just thought, the days of buying a perpetual license are really numbered. They're gonna force you onto subscription anytime soon. And I thought, I maybe just need to do one more upgrade then on my perpetual license before I give in. So, but so a mate of mine was selling this because he's upgraded to the Mini Studio.
Very, very cool machine. Yeah.
And he was basically giving this away for pocket change. This is it's only a base model M1.
Yeah.
2020 model, but like I say, pocket change. So I couldn't
pass it. I've got a base model M1 in that rack there for streaming, and I've never even come close to stressing it. I've got Pro Tools on it, and it hasn't even come close to stressing it.
You'll have a lovely time with that, mate. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. So it'd be nice to get a decent monitor as well, because I've been having this. I've had this iMac for getting on over 10 years, and it's only the 21-inch one, so it's quite small. And everyone else has been getting big, widescreen, curved monitors over the last decade, and I've been sat here with this thing. So it'd be nice to get a nice screen for it as well.
Nice, yeah.
But anyway,
and the dark thing is a screen these days. A 4K screen is not a lot of money anymore.
Yeah,
I think those 220. I got those 221s there, and I think they were about 100 and something quid each, and they're 4K. They're amazing.
Yeah. But
nice.
Tonex still fantastic, gigging every weekend, and it just sounds amazing.
Awesome.
Anyway, that was it, guys. That's it.
Thanks, mate.
That's cleaned the wallet out for a little while.
So you do realise though that actually, although it does say designed in California, it does say on the bottom made in China.
So he's still keeping up with the Chinese tip.
I've still bought Chinese rubbish. Yeah, I realise that. Yeah, but it does say designed by Apple in California. Look.
Yeah.
That's all that matters. Well done, mate.
Anyway, chaps, I shall catch you later.
Yeah, cheers, mate. Have a good one.
Later, have a good one. And then a week and a half later, he'll still be up, copying everything across and uploading it, and updating, and getting A1 to it.
It does take time, doesn't it, doing all that stuff?
Boom.
Al says, Distance Us Studios, I'm just about to order the SSL UF8. Have you got one? You've got UF8, haven't you?
I've got UF8. It's brilliant. I love it.
James M says, hi guys, love your channel. Thank you, James. Any thoughts on the Laney Lionheart 20 versus Vox AC15 for home use? I haven't used a Lionheart. Although, would I buy it over an AC15? Yeah, probably would.
If that thing's anything to go by,
Yep.
that's so
We should get a Lionheart.
we should. They've never come back to me again.
Oh God, man. Oh well.
Anyway, should we do the news?
Let's do the news.
Let's do the news.
News. Share screen. Entire screen. That one. And then that one. Oh, where are we? Oh, look at this. This looks like something you'd like. Look at this wrong one.
I get what that's from. I get what it is.
Oh, it looks crap, doesn't it?
But no, surely it should have gone the other way around.
I think it should have gone the other way around as well.
Surely it should have gone the other way around.
It should have gone the other way around.
The Batmobile wing bits were at the bottom of the guitar, the tail end of the guitar, rather than around the heel. Just wrong.
Offensive. Right. Actually, I'm going to come back to these. I want to do this one next. Fender Pacific Peach Player Series limited run. They brought out these. I knew you'd see. You're such a wrong un. What's the matter with you?
I like that.
Oh my gosh! That
Is there a P and a J as well? There's a jazz. Oh, the Jazz Master's just cream.
Oh, I like the case.
I love the case. That's awesome. How much?
Lost some money. Let's have a look.
No.
The case. Oh no, they're reasonable. They're $619 to £800.
That's
no,
right.
No. The Jazz Masters $879.
That's lovely. That's not bad.
Yeah, the colour's wrong though. The colour's wrong.
You're wrong.
It's all wrong. I like this though. It's a new Ibanez PGM 50 and PGM 1000T Paul Gilbert models.
That's nice.
They look cool, don't they?
They do.
Too many pickups in that one. Far too many pickups in that one. But I think that looks really cool. And I don't normally like sort of shreddery looking guitars. But I really like the look of that.
That looks cool, doesn't it?
Does look really nice. Yeah, Ibanez, you can send us one of them. Ibanez, that's a company that never. Oh my god, you know that's £7,199 euros. So that's a lot of money.
Ain't much difference these days.
No, mate, that's a lot.
I like the black. I have to admit, I like the black. That's great.
Yeah, nice looking guitars then. There's a new. Well, so if you look closely at this picture, if I zoom in, no, is it that way? How do I do this? No, that one. There we go. You see, it says Epiphone.
It certainly does.
On the Dave Grohl guitar. So,
yep.
Is there going to be a DG335 Epiphone coming out? Which, I mean, the DG335, yep. You don't see them for like less than 10 grand now.
You don't see them full stop. I thought it was a Trini Lopez that was the original. Was the one he?
Yes, he did play a Trini Lopez, but this is the Dave Grohl signature model.
Yes, yeah.
I
mean, that's gorgeous. That's utterly gorgeous.
Yeah, I'd love one. I think that's a great look.
What you need to do, mate, is go back in time about 30 years.
Yeah. No, it's not that old.
No. You go back in time about 30 years and then be the kid at the front, jumping up and down, say, I'll go and play with you.
Yeah. He does that, doesn't he? Yeah, and then he gives them a guitar. It's bonkers.
I bet they'll be giving the Epiphones out from now on rather than the
Gibsons. Absolutely. Fender Japan Hybrid 2 HSS and SSS Limited. Quite like the colours in these. I like
They're a bit insipid.
No, I like it. I
like the darker neck though against that pink body looks great.
Yeah, it's got roasted maple neck.
That's lovely.
I think they look really good.
How much?
For the HSS it's £1,300.
That's not bad, is it?
Same price for the SSS.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next, I want to talk about these. So Epiphone Dave Mustaine Flying V. Okay. Kramer Dave Mustaine collection. I mean, do you know? I mean, space it out a bit for God's sake. It's like, why would you release? It stinks of it just stinks of trying to make money to me. I hate that. I hate the over use of.
You could go down the road of clearly one company's gone. We don't care. We're gonna release when we want to release.
Yeah.
I would hope that wasn't the Mustaine estate going, let's launch both at the same time, because that looks really cool. No, it doesn't. It looks really stupid.
It's really bad. It's a really bad way of doing it. I mean, I'm pretty sure Kramer is owned by Gibson, but even so, it's just like, why? They're horrible looking things anyway.
It's not wouldn't be my first choice of axe, and I've got some pretty dodgy axes, as you would say.
Yes, you have. You definitely have. Right, I'm done.
You didn't show the SSL
because
nobody cares. It's one fader and it's gone.
Exactly.
It'll probably have a couple of tricks up its sleeve, but let's face it, Presonus were doing the one fader thing a long time ago.
Long time ago, 10 years ago, at least.
At least. Short news.
Yes, short news.
Boom.
Mr. Moxie says, what's your thoughts on the comment? He sings well for a pub singer. What is the hypothetical pub singer lacking, and how does he go from Division 1 to Premier League? Thoughts? That's a really good question.
So, to me, the pub singer or the club singer should be is summed up in Mr. Vic Reeves.
No, that's not. Yes, but that's not what he's talking about. He's talking about he sings well for a weekend warrior.
Yes, a weekend warrior. The thing that got me from being someone who could hold a tune to someone who people said, "Oh, you're a really good singer." I believe it or not, they used to say that. I had some lessons and learned how to breathe.
Interesting.
And it's breathing, because once you can breathe, you can control your vibrato.
I think what Pet means,
and probably doing it more.
Yeah, but and I think the question that Pet asked was, what is the what is the difference? I think. Oh no! I guess he's not. He's saying No, he's saying, how does he go from Division 1? No, I think you're right. No, I think you've answered that properly. But I don't think a pub sing is necessarily Vic Reeves going.
No. I know. But in the club style, is always. I mean, I've always joked that if you ever forget the lyrics to a song, the words "paddy foo" can get you through any song.
Paddy foo, go on.
Paddy foo can get you through any song. I guarantee it works. Paddy foo can get you through most things, and I have been known to. I was trying. Let's say I spent like the last 3 years of the band, trying to persuade one of the girls that she was singing the wrong lyrics to Summer '69, and it was really annoying me. And it wasn't like it had only just started annoying me; it was really annoying me. But I just, knowing that it would really annoy her, I'd switch into Paddy Foo, the club singer, and just.
Excellent.
Do it more. But say breathing is the thing that's going to get you the most. Learn to breathe and learn to support your notes with your diaphragm.
I think the thing about a pub singer is to me is a generic singer, someone that can sing but sounds like everyone else. I think the difference of a pub singer and a Premier League singer, as Pet puts it, is character.
They sound like themselves, not somebody else.
Yeah, well, they sound. Yeah, there's something special about that voice. Like name any of the greatest singers of all time. I don't think there are any sort of generic bland singers. You get them occasionally on sort of dance tunes, but male.
Hey, what's wrong with you?
Christopher Hallisay says used would work. I'd honestly go for the Silver Sky, mate. Get a nice used Silver Sky.
Yeah,
for that really.
And
good.
I bet you'd have change as well.
No, you wouldn't. No, you'd in the UK you can pick them up for you can get them 1,500 quid.
Right.
but most of the time people are pushing more like 1,800. But
Right.
I think you can pick one up for 1,500. In the US, you definitely pick one up.
Right.
Matt says from Distant Sun, he said, I had a well spent 3 days over the bank holiday making Tonex captures of a Fender Deluxe 65 and his matchless 3015. Will let everyone know when I've uploaded the free captures to ToneNet. Nice one, Matt. Football Podcast says, favorite sub £1,500 guitar? This breaks my soul as a reformed anti-PRS guy. Get any of the PRS S2. That's true. S2 stuff. So the S2 is, I think, is made in the US, but it uses Korean parts. I think it's something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they're slightly different shape, like different carves and stuff. They put a cheaper carve on it as opposed to the nice sort of PRS.
Mm-hmm.
Music Nerd, Silver Sky SE has a 9.5 radius. Does it? Oh, that's interesting. So why don't they just release a US one with a 9.5? Please. Christopher, he said, thanks at 40 Watt Podcast. I've been eyeing the PRS stuff. Johnny A said, should I buy up Marshall's UK made? They got Swedes.
They've been
Should
bought
I
by the
buy up? Sorry?
Should I be buying up UK made Marshalls? They got Swedish. They bought by the Swedish.
I see.
The
No, they haven't
truth-
got bought by the Swedes. There's just a percentage of the company is now owned by.
Yes, by the company that also has a vested interest in Marshall still being Marshall
Yeah.
UK.
Yeah.
So it's not like the Swedish company have gone, oh, we're going to buy the Marshall, and that's a German accent, but you know what I mean.
To any Swedes, James is just offended.
Just offended. Yeah, I'm terribly sorry. I'll tell you my Swedish language embarrassment story in a minute. It'll totally get me out of any trouble. So the company that make all the Marshall licensed speakers and the headphones and all that sort of stuff, that's the company they've jumped into metaphorical bed with and have spent a lot of money buying the company. So they're a joint company now.
Yeah, I think they bought 40%. I could be wrong. Might be less than that.
Yeah. The Marshall family still owns the majority share. Should
he buy up Marshalls? I think you can pick up Marshalls really cheap. Some Marshalls feel really cheap, like the 900s, which James and I really like. And
I tried to sell my 900 on eBay for a sensible price, and it didn't. It was not even a sniff.
Yeah, so I think you can pick up Marshalls. I do think at some point Marshalls will start skyrocketing. They've got to.
There's a couple in the next auction that I'm sniffing around that will be quite interesting.
Nice. Sold. Johnny A. He says PV went to China. I thought. Oh,
PV is still in the US, as far as I know. I mean, as in recent history, certainly that they're not doing terribly well at the moment, unfortunately. But they're still in the US, as far as I know.
I thought they were too, unless he meant the manufacturing went to China.
Possibly.
I don't know. But why are we talking about? I'm trying to think why we're talking about PV in China. Anyway, all good. Matt says, Al Lindsay, yes, I got the UF8. James has one as well. Really good. Can't recommend it highly enough. I've tried the past. Avid Artist Mix Console Fader 1. SSL is my favorite.
Yeah, I agree.
I keep buying control surfaces and selling them because I just never use them for what they're. I don't think they speed you up at all.
The reason I bought one is to have it over there by the drums. That's great. The reason I bought one.
Great for that. Ned says, I meant to say Grohl 335. Yes, don't worry, mate. We got it. Yep. Johnny A says script door and plugs. I don't know.
Don't know either.
I do not know. Matt says off on dad duty now. Have a great night. Thanks again, fellas. Like and sub everyone. Yes. Oh, thanks, Matt. Thanks for reminding us. Yes, please, guys. Third time I've said it, but if you don't mind, if you're watching, you've just come to the show, give us a like. If you haven't subscribed. You get to watch us two idiots go off.
A lot.
Yeah, bang on about absolute nonsense. But yes, give us a like. It really does help. Thank you very much. Johnny A says Pro Tools HD and AAX plugs.
I know we all have a pop at Avid, but to be honest, Pro Tools is not as unstable as what it used to be. I run Pro Tools every day of the year, and I swear at it no more or less than I do anything by Adobe or any other software application.
Absolutely, couldn't agree more. Circle Mover. He says, evening. What do you think about the Laney LA studio and Victory VC4 with built-in 2-note cab sims? I'm looking for some home studio recording solution. Any thoughts? Is that the LA studio? Is that the one we tried out down at Bonner's that time? Do you remember that lane that we tried out?
I think it was.
We didn't like it.
No, we didn't. It wasn't. We weren't fans, were we?
We were not fans of that at all. Victory VC4. I'm afraid I haven't tried one. But Victory, I find Victory amps as the same as Cornford amps. I find them, I really like them, but they're quite dark sounding amps. And I think as a whole, I think their voice quite dark. And I quite like that.
I love that Cornford Hellcat.
Yeah, that's a good amp, that.
But it's gone to a good home.
Yes. I don't think you've done yourself an injustice telling that. They should go VST3, apparently. Yep. Bogeyman, evening rats. Paul, can we expect a studio build video? Yes, it's going to be quite a small. Well, it's not a small space. It's a small space. It's a much smaller space, compact space compared to something like James's studio, which has got a full size mixer console in it. But yes, I think I'll be definitely doing a whole video. I've been taking videos every day. If something significant happens in the studio, I've been doing like a little video. So I'm going to make a montage of them all together, and then at the end with the final result and stuff. But it's not a big room at all like that. But I'm really pleased with the job the guys have done.
Cool. And always remember, always fade out on a montage.
Always fade out in a montage. Nice.
Yeah. Even Rocky had a montage.
So don't get it. But what's going on?
Don't worry.
Okay. Al says, Distant Sun. I'll place my order then. Thanks, mate. There we go. Johnny A. Reaper free and everything Pro Tools wished it was.
Reaper is not free.
Not free.
It is not free, Johnny. Johnny. There is a version that is available for you to test, but it is not for free.
Yes,
I think it's inexpensive.
Well, it's whatever you want to pay for it, I think. But exactly. Yes, I think that does annoy me a little bit when people go, "Oh, these guys have made this software, but it's free. I don't have to contribute to it." Just remember, if you don't contribute to it, if no one contributes to it, it's not going to go any further, and they're not going to help the guys out that provide the software. I would say.
Yes.
Max Hodges, get a 4K TV for under 300 squids and whack it onto the Mac. Nice.
That's not a bad shout.
Does it work the same as a monitor?
These days, exactly the same.
Is it?
Yeah, because you get a 1080 monitor, you get a 1080 TV, you get a 4K TV, you get a 4K monitor. They're the same these days.
Oh, no, I could have done that. Okay, George D. I have the new Rev D20. I have a new Rev D20, and I'm thinking of pairing it with a 12-inch Neo Creamback. What do you think of the match between the D20 and that speaker? Any others you'd recommend? No, the Neo's great. Really good. I like Creambacks, but the Neo, I like greenbacks, but the Neo Creamback, I did a test. We tested all the speakers, all those Celestians, and I really like the sound of the Creamback. There's videos on the Studio Bash channel.
I've got redbacks in my Katana, and they sound amazing.
You've got redbacks in there. Interesting.
They sound awesome.
Wow, because they're high-powered speakers. They're like EVs. It's like Sessions equivalent.
Sound amazing.
Interesting.
Really, really bright and sort of not cut you in half bright, but they do sound great.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Your Katana does sound really good. He said, I like the old AC30. Yes, not bad. Nice one. Oh, Gilbert Ibanez. Yes, it's nice that guitars. Too much.
But I agree, it is too much.
It's a lot of money, isn't it? It's a lot of money. Dave Six Drums. I like his guitar playing personally.
I do too.
Dave Grohl.
I thought Dave Mustaine, I didn't know he played drums, but
oh yeah, no, he definitely shouldn't play drums. Jackson USAV, yes. Yes, they were cool. Them. Is it literally just a load of Johnny's?
A load of is basically it's a brain dump as we've gone through.
Yeah, awesome. David Brose, Tom Bukovac said that he thinks that maple neck fenders aren't as good as rosewood. Thoughts? That's an interesting thought.
I've only got maple neck fender. No, that's a lie. That's an utter lie.
I haven't got. Oh, I have got. No, I haven't got any. Oh, damn! All my guitars at the moment are all rosewood, apart from that Maybach. Oh, and ebony. That telly there is ebony.
Oh, hang on, what are the three straps? Hang on, what are the three tellies? Hang on.
I've had a couple of tellies with maple fingerboards, and I thought they sounded really good. But Tom Bukovac knows what he's talking about, doesn't he?
Yeah, I've got two I've got a selection of each of fenders, and they both sound good.
Okay.
I couldn't say I would comment. I wouldn't reach for one over the other because of the fingerboard material.
Yes, which was true. Aristotle Dukas, how well they can take the crowd and perform is the difference between pub and Premier League.
That's often a thing, yeah. You know, how well you communicate with because a good band going into a pub is very different to a well-polished, tight band going in to do a pub gig is a very different experience to a bunch of weekend warriors. Not there's anything wrong with that before anybody shouts at me or has a go, but it's a very different experience. Go and see a band that, you know, a band of pros versus a band of weekend warriors.
Yeah, funny enough, I went to a festival in Brockenhurst at the weekend called Brockstock.
Are there two smoking barrels?
Huh?
Are there two smoking barrels?
Yeah, very good. And yes, there was a lot of. I mean, you know, it was great. It was great. But yeah, there's a difference. There was a selection of both, I would say.
We have in Dunmow, we have a tribute band festival.
Oh, cool.
So I think we're going to go this year because we've been to a few things down on the Rec, and it's always good fun. And there's a Queen tribute, there's an Eagles tribute. I think the Illegal Eagles are one of the bands. Mercury are playing, and they're one of the best Queen tributes. ABBA Revival, and you know, they're really good.
Yeah, all of that sort of stuff.
Yeah, so that'll be good fun.
Joe Marshall, Tom Bukovac is a bit of a knob. Why is that? I like Tom Bukovac. I think he's a very talented man, isn't he? So
yes,
you're right. Of course, your opinion is valid. He said, Johnny, you totally spammed the chat. It was a little bit spammed, but it's all right.
It was a brain dump. I can deal with that.
No, he's welcome. Yeah. Mr. McQuillan, he says, good evening, guys. Sorry I'm late tonight. Very busy day.
It wouldn't be the same without you, David.
There we go. David makes these lovely plectrums. Highland Plectrum Company. You can go and buy them on Reverb. They are superb.
Is it reverb or is it reverb?
Good question.
Because I say reverb. I say reverb when I'm applying. I don't say I'm applying reverb.
Reverb. I used to know someone that called it reverb. Rumpy Pump. Good name. Lads, I'm currently joining a feast. Are there any ice cream based products you particularly enjoy? Yeah. We have an ice cream factory just down the road called New Forest Ice Cream. It's pretty damn good. And they do the best flavor. It's called Oriental Ginger. It's got bits of ginger in it, and it's just the dog loves it. The dog kicking off.
I like if we're going to go generic ice cream, I do like a Solero, as in, you know, the ones with the sorbet.
Yeah, I like
ice cream
Solero.
with the sorbet on the outside. Oh, yeah. Have some of that.
90 calories as well, James.
Really?
I think they're one of the lower
really?
calorie ice creams. Yeah.
Well, I'll eat 2 then.
Yeah. Get it down, yeah. Chris Groom says, if you do buy the Laney Lionheart, some are UK made and some are made in China. Interesting. Rumor has it the UK ones sound better. I can imagine there'd be a lot of rumor about that, because obviously people, are patriots and stuff, and I don't know. But I don't know.
You could put 2 next to each other, set the settings the same. They could phase cancel, meaning they're exactly the same, and someone would still say that one sounds better than the other.
Yeah. You're probably right. Des says, evening dudes, any thoughts on the Universal Audio Ruby? I haven't tried one. Universal haven't sent us those pedals, unfortunately.
I think that's because they haven't got stock. It's not that they want to. They haven't got any.
Yes, I haven't tried out any of the amp pedals, but I'd really like to. Davey said, Matt, Trey, I appreciate them on the montage.
Thank you.
Tim says most all PV manufacturing is currently done in China. Buddha was US made. I don't believe they make them anymore. It's such a shame, 'cause that's such a great amp.
It's a stalker. I mean, it's a stonker of an amp. It sounds awesome.
Yes. Yeah, it does sound really good. I wonder if it's one of Tim's amps you've got there.
That'd be good, wouldn't it? That'd be really cool to have the designer involved.
Yeah. Rainbow Maid just ordered an Audioscape Spring Reverb coming tomorrow. Any opinions? I haven't. I'm embarrassed to say I haven't heard of it, Rainbow. So, but I will check it out. It out. Please come on next week's show and tell us all about it. He also says it's supposed to sound like a plate or a spring. Oh, if it sounds like a plate, that's interesting. Circle Mover, how would you go about home recording with a tube amp head into your interface? Usual thing, using cabs out of the question. Just a few quick thoughts. There's only one way to do it as far as I'm concerned, and that's using an attenuator. And James and I both use attenuators, and we absolutely love them. And if you get an attenuator with built-in, as we were talking about earlier, built-in IRs like the 2-note stuff, or the tube amp expander, or the the Ox Box from Universal Audio, it's honestly it will revolutionize the way that you think about your valve amp. You might think you've got a tube amp and you go, God, this sounds a bit naff, because as we always say, you've got to crank that tube amp up, and you're able to do that by plugging into an attenuator, which makes the amp sound glorious.
And even if you're using an attenuator, it does mean you can drive the amp hard. Even if you want to put microphones in front of speakers, you can still do that using an attenuator. So, I mean, I use my Ox twofold. One, it gives me a really good stereo output signal if I can't be bothered to use a cab. And 2, it means I can drive the living out of the amp and not blow my ears off.
It makes a massive difference. To me, it's all about, a cranked power amp section is way more important than speakers breaking up. Much better sound. Chris says Gilmore seems to get on with maple neck fenders. He does, yeah. Absolutely. I don't think there's anything wrong with maple neck fender. Someone said the other day, actually, the reason why Fender moved over to Rosewood is because Leo Fender didn't like the look of the way that the maple necks aged. They get dirt on them and stuff, and the finish gets worn off. So he moved on to Rosewood. Apparently, that's the reason why.
Okay, I'll nod and agree.
Ned says, read Chum Bukovac and wood. Are we talking tone wood? Because the pickups don't pick up any wood sound or vibration. They pick up the strings vibration. It's just we can't get into this.
Moving swiftly on.
Moving swiftly on, because you're not going to get any agreement from me, I'm afraid. It makes a massive difference. Al Lindsay, regarding your new studio Rats amp, did you manage to speak to Mr. Cornell about Clapton's amp spec? I seem to remember a comment, someone mentioned it last week. Also, have you chosen the color yet? No, so we haven't. We're not on any further. James and I are going for a meeting up there very soon.
Yeah, next time you're this way, we'll do some more of the stuff we've been doing, and we'll go over there.
So at the moment, I'm testing a couple of his amps, and so we're going to use that as a basis, or what we like out of one of them, what we don't like out of that. And
And we'll take another couple of our own amps over and stuff we like. And
yes, I've got some really good ideas. To me, they're good ideas. Whether they're good ideas to anybody else, but
I'll shoot him down in flames at some point. Don't worry.
David says, I saw Kiss in a bar in 1996. Even then, they were great. Kiss in a bar in 1996. They were big in 1996, weren't they?
If you're ever in out and about, and you see tonight only the Nodding Donkeys, stay and go in and see them.
Who are they? Who's
Nodding Donkeys are Iron Maiden's pub band.
Oh, awesome.
when they want to do a pub night and just do it like rehearsals for a tour, they go out to the Nodding Donkeys. There's a pub in Norfolk they always go to.
Oh,
and
great.
It's absolutely rammed.
I bet it is.
I bet
that's a great night.
Full of bikers. Who knew?
Yeah. Nick M. What's he got there? He's got his DOD. What is that one?
American Metal pedal.
They're awesome. Dave should stick to drums? ? Exclamation mark. Ha ha ha. He's the singer in one of the biggest bands in the world. Couldn't agree more. I could not agree more.
And the new drummer. What a brilliant choice.
Yeah.
Brilliant choice. Yes, very, very pleased.
Yeah.
I like the last guy, but now he's not available.
I think Dave Grohl's one of the best frontmen ever.
Yeah. He's a brilliant frontman. Great. He's got the rock and roll scream to die for. And he's a lovely human being.
He's such a talented man.
Brilliant dad, amazing frontman, great drummer, great singer, great guitar player. I want to hate him.
Yeah, I think I really like his guitar playing.
Yeah.
I really like his guitar playing.
Yeah.
But he's a great drummer.
Mm.
Joe says reverb, not reverb. Reverb. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
David said, "You Englishmen have no idea that American claim. You have no idea that American claim to be iced tea. You Englishmen have no idea that American claim to be iced tea." You might have to explain that one, Dave.
Yeah, sorry, David, I'm lost on that one.
Explain what you mean, because I'd like to know what you mean by that. That's the Pet says, new drinking game. Watch Beato interview Nuno and do a shot every time. Had my stomach pumped 20 minutes in. But Nuno, that's basically what he does. He's just everything, like every 5 minutes. If you ever watch any interview with him, he just does that. He is who he is, isn't he? But yes,
I thought Slash was really good when Slash came on Top Gear. He was hilarious because he was trying so hard not to swear. It was really funny.
Circle Mover, thanks for the heads up. Need to drive those tubes. Definitely. Have a lovely time. Joe Marshall says, Nuno seems to be the chairman of his own fan club. I bet he is a monster player. You can sort of forgive him, can't you? Because
he can get away with murder. To be honest,
I mean, I don't think he's pretentious. I don't think he comes across as pretentious. But if anyone has got the right to be pretentious, it's him, because he's just bonkers good.
Most technical player on earth.
I wouldn't say the most technical. I just think his feel is just ridiculous.
It's the ultimate combination of amazing fingers and amazing feel, isn't it?
So good. Great. Yeah, one of the greatest guitar players ever, I would say. Max says, Maiden used to go out as the Holy Smokers. Oh, interesting.
Holy Smokers.
Ned says, re-recording amp head into DAW. If you're not using a speaker, use a load box. Also, I'm interested in the tone word arguments. Not for arguing, but to understand. But we don't need to get into it. Yes, but when an attenuator is or can be a load box. So yes, you'd never plug an amp straight into DAW. You'd blow everything up, including your interface.
And probably half the planet as well.
Yeah, don't do that. We're waiting for James to change.
Oh, sorry. I thought
he loves to comment. There we go.
I thought you were going to go into the tone woods thing, but let's not do that now.
Oh, I see. No, we don't need to do that. Everyone's got an opinion about that. It doesn't matter. It's what you think. If you don't think it matters, it doesn't matter. If you think it matters, it matters.
Yeah,
I think it matters. Jeff Rock, I find maple fretboard a little harder on my fingertips than rosewood. Downside of rosewood, sometimes the side dots are hard to see clearly. Do you know what? I'm not even sure I'd even feel the fingerboard.
I'm not sure I feel the difference. I'm not sure.
No. As in, like when you play the string, if you're touching the fingerboard, your frets are a little bit low, I'd say. Maybe vintage frets you do that with, I guess.
Maybe. Don't know.
David Brose, spelling error. You Englishmen have taste in ice cream. We Americans eat the worst crap and call it ice cream. Ah, yes, that's true. Yeah, we have proper ice cream. Yes, we do have proper. But you can get that crap as well here.
Yeah.
Mark says, Freya PS100 power station, reactive load with my Plexi and vintage fenders, all tube sound amazing. Nice one. Yeah, good choice, mate. A good choice. Basil, Craig Ross is an underrated player, lead guitarist for Lenny Kravitz. Nice one. Pet Moxie, I'm pretty sure a few fuck sneak on Get the Funk Out. Do they? There might be an instant version.
It's probably in the block vocals, in the shout vocal, the shout chorus. There's probably a few guys in the background.
Must be, yeah, it must be. You'd do that, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Max, I can give a brief synopsis of Tonewood.
Do you know what? It's too late in the day.
Yes, no, let's not.
Let's save it for another day when I'm conscious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go with that. Yeah, there we
go.
Of energy. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go with that. That'll do. Boom.
Yep. Okay. David says Nuno's a beast, but I'm not a fan of their music. Am I alone? No, I mean you don't have to like. I mean they're good though, aren't they? You don't have to like the music, but you have to appreciate them as a band and him as a player. Joe says sorted the reverb thing, but how tubes feed tubes? Well,
valves.
Actually, they're valves, but
they're valves.
We'll let you Americans get away with that.
Yeah.
Al says, James, when we were talking at NAMM, was it the Audient preamps you said you owned?
Yes, I did. The ASP 880 is the preamps that I have in a rack, but obviously they're the same pre's that are in the desk, and the desk sounds.
Does sound good. Wobbly guitarist, he says. Keith Scott, underrated guitarist. Also love Nuno. He has that rock and roll swagger. Not a massive extreme fan. He definitely has some swagger. And he's a really cool, confident guy, isn't he?
He did make watching Rihanna at the Super Bowl a lot more bearable.
But yeah, he was only on for a second though, wasn't he?
I know, but you still knew who was playing.
Yeah, so good. Pet says, cheers lads, off for 20 another minutes and my stomach pump.
We got there in the end. We're at the bottom of the list. Thank you everyone for joining us. As always, it's been a blast. I always enjoy the craziness that is our Wednesday night gatherings. We will hopefully have some more news on amp captures and Tonex stuff shortly. Hopefully we'll have some interesting news and stuff about the Studio Rats custom amp. That's going to be very exciting as well. If you do think of any amps that you think, oh, do you know what? I wish someone would do a capture of, please let us know which amps you fancy.
Fancy a Dumble.
Yeah, we'd all fancy a Dumble. You've got to find one. B, you've got to buy. Well, anyway, moving on. So if there's anything you think we're missing in our current selection, I mean, most of you have seen the kit that we've bought recently. There's some more amp videos going live in the next week or so, I believe. Really interesting video. I think an interesting video on speakers and mics and stuff like that coming out this week at some point.
Next week, I think.
Next week, okay. So yeah, please keep us in the loop. If you see anything that you think is interesting that might make a good acquisition for the Studio Rats, please let us know. And all that sort of stuff. So thank you from myself and Mr. Drew over there. And we will see you same bat time, same bat channel next week. Take care, everyone, and have a good one.
Guys. Bye-bye.